It's basically the dishwasher without the sink that drops right into the counter. Right. We've had a lot of requests, even from some vacation cabin builders who said to us, hey, we'd be interested in just the dishwasher. They just need that dishwasher. So we're working on that. We're obviously working on more hood ventilation, smaller sizes.
Welcome to the Tiny House Lifestyle Podcast, the show where you learn how to plan, build, and live the tiny lifestyle. I'm your host, Ethan Waldman, and this is episode 277 with Jason Gastman. Today, we have a special guest joining us, Jason Gastman, the new business development manager for FOTILE America. We'll be discussing Jason's role in bringing FOTILE appliances into the mainstream markets and making them a premier choice for appliances with premium retailers, architects, and builders. Jason has been focusing on providing high-quality appliances such as hoods, ovens, and cooktops to the tiny house community and upscale compact living spaces. One of their standout products is the in-sink dishwasher, which has gained popularity in the tiny home and ADU builder markets due to its compact, ergonomic, and energy-efficient design. We'll be talking about the challenges of promoting these products and how FOTILE sets itself apart from other brands in terms of quality, design, and innovative features. Stay tuned for my conversation about small and tiny appliances with Jason Gastman. I love to cook in my tiny house kitchen, but I don't always love to clean up. And one of my big concerns with going tiny was losing the convenience of a dishwasher. That's why I'm so excited to share today's sponsor with you, the FOTILE 2-in-1 in-sink dishwasher. It's a dishwasher built into a sink, and it's perfect for tiny house living. This innovative appliance is perfect for modern living in compact spaces. With its efficient design, it saves lower cabinet space and fits perfectly into a standard 36-inch cabinet base, making it ideal for tiny homes. But it's not just about saving space, it's about saving time and water too. The FOTILE 2-in-1 in-sink dishwasher offers a quick wash cycle of just 20 minutes, getting your dishes clean in no time. 45-minute standard and 80-minute intensive washes are also available. Plus, it saves nearly 50% of the water a regular dishwasher would consume. With its ergonomic top-loading design, you don't need to bend over like you would with a traditional dishwasher, making it perfect for small kitchens. When it comes to cleanliness, the FOTILE 2-in-1 in-sink dishwasher doesn't disappoint. With 5 standard washing and rinsing cycles and a 360-degree cleaning system, it eliminates 99.99% of E. coli and other common bacteria from your dishes, promoting a healthy kitchen environment. Are you worried about installation? Don't be. FOTILE provides a comprehensive DIY installation tutorial online, and they are offering Tiny House Lifestyle podcast listeners a special extended 5-year limited warranty. There are over 30 million families around the world enjoying FOTILE's full range of cooktops, ovens, range hoods, and in-sink dishwashers. They've channeled 20 years of experience and expertise into these innovative compact dishwashers. This amazing dishwasher has a rating of 4.7 out of 5 on Lowe's.com. Visit us.fotileglobal.com/THLP to learn more and purchase your FOTILE 2-in-1 in-sink dishwasher today. That's us.fotileglobal.com/THLP. That link will be in the show notes too. Upgrade your tiny home kitchen with FOTILE and experience the convenience of modern living in a compact space. All right, I'm here with Jason Gastman. Jason is the new business development manager for FOTILE America. He's been with FOTILE for over 4 years. His main focus is taking the FOTILE brand into mainstream markets and making it become a premier choice of appliances with premium retailers, as well as the architectural and builder community. Most recently, he has been focusing FOTILE's micro appliances, such as hoods, ovens, and cooktops, to the tiny home community, as well as upscale compact living spaces. Most importantly, FOTILE has seen recent success with their sink dishwasher among the tiny home and ADU builder markets for its compact, ergonomic, and energy-efficient design. Jason, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ethan. Appreciate it, and I'm glad to be on. Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you on. And finding small quality appliances for tiny houses has historically been a real challenge. I built mine in 2012, and I kind of had to choose between like RV appliances, which were usually pretty inexpensive and pretty low quality, or marine appliances, which were generally way overkill for what I needed and really, really expensive. So
really expensive.
tell me about Fotile's kind of entrance into this kind of small and tiny appliance market.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So, we build appliances. I call them micro appliances, really for small, compact spaces.
Okay.
But they don't only have to be for compact spaces, but our appliances lend themselves to compact spaces because, for example, our built-in wall ovens are 24-inch base, right? And we do different types of cooking technologies with different built-in wall ovens, whether it's convection bake, whether it's steaming, or a combination of convection bake and steaming, right? We also have really small cooktop panels, 12-inch panels, whether it's induction electric or just regular electric. They're 12-inch panels. You can have one, you can have two, and you can customize them. You can put four. So it really all is kind of customizable, if you'll put it, depending on the size and the layout of your space.
Interesting.
In addition, we have that sink dishwasher that you talked about, right? So that is really not only energy efficient, but also very ergonomic and very space saving in terms of where it can be installed in, let's say, whether it's a tiny home or an RV.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like appliances and kitchen appliances are an area where, there's such brand loyalty and such kind of long running brands. I'm curious, have you, faced any challenges in kind of promoting these products to these communities?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Being totally transparent, we're a Chinese-based brand. We manufacture, design, and build all our products all by ourselves in Ningbo, China, under one roof. So we don't manufacture for other people. We don't have other people manufacture for us. So we control our own destiny in that sense. But we also control our own product development. So, we like to think that we're kind of more of an R&D company that happens to build appliances. Our premise is solving pain points in the kitchen, and we happen to build appliances in doing so. And, in the political environment today, right, America and China, we have faced a little bit of headwinds just because, there's a lot of iconic brands here in this country, as you put out, that have been around for 60, 70, 80 years. And some of the more newer brands, such as an LG or a Samsung that have been around for 20, 25 years, have really gained popularity. But, the Chinese brands are really more considered, sometimes under the radar or a third tier brand. But with Fotile, our quality, our design, our feature sets that we put into our products are really tier one. It's just a matter of telling people and showing people what our products, what they can do, what problems they can solve for you in the kitchen. And, when we sell our products and market our products, because we might not be that tier one brand or a brand that someone may not have heard of before, we like to say seeing is believing. So we show the product, and just in that process, it's like, wow, I've never seen this before. Where have you guys been? Right?
Yeah.
And we're a major brand in China. We're just a startup here in the States.
Got it. Yeah. I mean, those other brands that you mentioned, some of them might make small appliances, but my experience has told me that oftentimes like the small one that they make is kind of a throwaway and it doesn't have any of the features. It's like the most basic one. And, you mentioned, steam and convection and induction ovens, and you just don't see the technology making it to the smaller appliances in other brands. So, I mean, thank you. And also, it's awesome for us tiny house foodies.
Yeah, it's really true. A lot of the small appliances out there, whether RVs or tiny homes, they're basic. They're, I don't want to say bare bones, but they're pretty basic models. It's not where these larger companies invest their R&D into, right? Because they're trying to get economies of scale, right? So they have large production facilities. So do we, but they're a lot bigger, right? And so they're going after shipping and moving boxes and building their brand in that respect. And we are more about solving problems in the kitchen and really putting a lot of R&D behind our products and features that the typical brand or the most other brands don't incorporate into their products, right? And so that's why, and another headwind, to go back to your question, have we faced any challenges? normally when people think, a Chinese appliance or a Chinese brand, they think, inferior or, more economical, cheaper price.
Mm-hmm.
But when I tell people our products, in terms of the price, and they're like, wow, that's not the cheapest price. And certainly we're not. And that's really because we incorporate the quality, the build, the design, and more importantly, the feature sets
Yeah.
that nobody else has. And I kind of joke with people. I say, we build like the Mercedes Benz or the Bentley of appliances, but yet no one knows who we are, right?
Right.
And then when I show them the quality and I show them the feature sets, it's astonishing to them. It's like, wow, why didn't any other appliance company think of that? So, that kind of helps sell our products, especially into that small space.
Excellent. Yeah. So, it sounds like seeing is believing. Are there any stores? Are there places where people can go and kind of interact with the appliances and kind of get their hands on them?
Sure, absolutely. So, because we're a Chinese brand, we kind of sell to two different markets.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say two different markets, but so we have a Chinese side of the business where there are Chinese retailers
Mm-hmm.
that have our products, whether it's in New York, whether it's in San Francisco, whether it's in Los Angeles,
Mm-hmm.
Houston, all throughout the United States, where there's, high populations of Chinese Americans, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
even just Asian Americans for that matter. But also more mainstream, and kind of where I focus the business is, trying to bring that into more classic retailers. So for example, right now, we have a lot of placement with national retailers within their online properties. So, for
Mm-hmm.
example, Lowe's.com, HomeDepot.com.
Yep.
We're also on Amazon. And then we have a subset of smaller retailers that we actually have floor presence on. Like, for example, here on the East Coast, New Jersey, New York area, we have PC
Mm-hmm.
Richard and Son
Yep.
that are representing our products on their floor, right? And then there's other smaller retailers out on the West Coast that are also representing the product as well. And as I indicated, we have a pretty big presence online.
We've been working together on promoting the dishwasher, specifically the 2-in-1 Instinct dishwasher on the podcast.
Yes.
And I know that is through Lowe's, which is great because that's a brand that people are familiar with. They can feel comfortable ordering from Lowe's.
100%. And in addition, we're in Lowe's and FOTILE are in conversations to take that online relationship and go deeper.
Yeah.
Potentially doing some store testing in certain geographies of the states.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. And so well, actually, I want to follow up on a question about the ranges and the cooktops before we go to the dishwasher specifically, because I definitely want to talk about that one. I noticed that. Well, I'll preface this by saying that my tiny house has a pretty basic RV gas range in it. It's I think it's actually 20 inches, not even 24 inches, but little 3-burner thing. There's an oven with a fixed shelf in it that basically burns anything you put in it. And since building my house, I've learned a lot more about gas and indoor air quality. And tiny houses are these tiny spaces, so you have to be really careful. And I noticed that in your appliance lineup there aren't, and correct me if I'm wrong, there aren't any gas appliances. I'm curious, is that an intentional decision on FOTILE's part?
Yeah, so actually in terms of gas, we don't right now have a gas oven range. We're actually in development of that.
Okay.
And by next year, end of next year, we should have something in the marketplace. But in terms of gas, we do have gas cooktops.
Yep.
Whether it's 2-burner gas cooktops, 3 burners, 5 burners, that we do. In addition, we also have electric cooktops as well.
Nice.
Yep.
Excellent. So with the 2-in-1 dishwasher, that's one that, again, I wish this had existed when I built 10 years ago, because, I like to make a mess in the kitchen. I like to do a lot of cooking, and I guess it's just what you grow up with. But I grew up with a dishwasher, and I just the idea of being able to put those dishes in from the top, not have to bend down, and just be able to have a dishwasher in a tiny house is just awesome.
Oh yeah. God, yes. It's huge. I mean, I always kind of grew up with a dishwasher most of my life, and it makes things very convenient. The interesting thing here with the development of this particular product is, it took over China by storm because,
Wow.
in China, the dishwasher penetration is really small.
Okay.
Most most Chinese families, unless it's a more modern or more affluent family in China, most families in China are still in small, hot, under ventilated kitchens and
Okay.
definitely do not have dishwashers.
Okay.
So with the invention of the two-in-one, it's kind of revolutionized the dishwasher market in China because it's been able to fit into a compact space and really impact the lives and lifestyles of families in China
Mm-hmm.
from taking, what's always been hand washed and now can automate hand washing, if you
Yeah.
want to call it that,
Yeah.
right? And really make things a lot easier in the kitchen and also do it in a very compact space, right?
Yeah.
So this sink dishwasher has been revolutionary in China, and once we launched it here in this country, it's really taken off. It's not for everyone,
Right.
meaning like for someone myself, I'm a family of 5. I have 3 kids. We run our standard dishwasher twice a day.
Yeah.
So this guy, our two-in-one, I'd probably be running 4, 5 times a day, but I'd probably spending less in energy as I would as my undercounter. But yeah, it's for a larger family like myself. It might not be the most feasible, but for example, it could be used as a secondary sink dishwasher, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a family like myself, if I had that space in my kitchen
Yeah.
and still have a regular under counter dishwasher as my main dishwasher. So it has a lot of applications in that perspective.
Yeah, yeah, I know some people who like to entertain who instead of doing one big dishwasher, they did 2 of those drawer style dishwashers, but then the problem is
Yes.
you can't put big things in either of the drawer styles. So, I think the idea even in a larger home of having a standard under counter dishwasher and then the 2-in-1, it's a really cool
Yep.
combo. But for a tiny house, where you might not even have a single 36, or you might not have a cabinet to give up, essentially, because to put
Yeah.
in an under
Right.
cabinet dishwasher, you are giving up cabinet space, whereas the sink, you're going to be taking up that space anyway. So it's just
Correct.
it's a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah. It really is. And like I said, it has so many different applications in different environments. So
Yeah.
while it lends itself really great to the tiny home and RV market,
Mm-hmm.
it still has a lot of other applications in other environments as well.
Yep.
And so that's why I think it's such a versatile product.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you heard any success stories or heard back from tiny house builders or tiny house dwellers who are using the products?
So yeah, absolutely. It's a great question. So we're working now with several tiny home builders
Okay.
that have used our product in multiple projects.
Nice.
We're also working with some small builders, let's say the New York area. They're doing like a 30-unit apartment building
Nice.
that want to go ahead and incorporate the sink dishwasher. And the interesting thing is so as we indicated earlier, we sell it on Lowe's.com. And so, I manage that business and, I look at, where we sell it, who we sell it to,
Yeah.
and I start to see repeat customers with repeat purchases in either the same day, same week, all going to a same address, right?
Okay.
And then I tie that address back and I see that it's a construction company, right? So I'm starting to see more builders getting more awareness and interest in the product.
Yeah.
And they're just going ahead and placing their orders through Lowe's.com, and it's being shipped right to the store. They pick it up for their job site, and
Yeah.
off it goes, and it's installed. So yeah, we're starting to see a lot more buzz, awareness, interest from the builder designer community for that. Absolutely.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. And I think I was looking through the reviews on the Lowe's webpage, and it
Yeah.
has really positive reviews like across the board. So, congratulations on that.
Yep. Yeah, we're starting to build more reviews. We're in basically year 2 with sales on Lowe's.com with that product. So,
Mm-hmm.
the first year it did well, but it was a little slow in getting the reviews. And,
Yep.
I guess more and more sales more satisfied customers equals more reviews, and
Yep.
more reviews, obviously, it's kind of a snowball effect from there, right?
Exactly.
So, it's been real. The feedback's been great.
Nice. Well, does FOTILE have any kind of new innovative things in the works for tiny houses that you can share with us?
100%. I mean, absolutely. We have other sink, or not even sink dishwasher, but other counter style dishwashers that are in development. For example, we're going to have another dishwasher. It's so common for me to say sink dishwasher, but I got to be careful. We're going to have another dishwasher available. Let's see. So we're more towards the end of this year.
Okay.
November, December timeframe, where it's basically the dishwasher without the sink.
Oh, okay.
That drops right into the counter.
Nice.
Right. We've had a lot of requests, even from some vacation cabin builders who said to us, hey, we'd be interested in just the dishwasher, not the sink in the dishwasher, because I guess, they already deal with the sink manufacturer and they've procured, X amount of units, or it's already replicated in their build. They just need that dishwasher. So we're working on that.
Nice.
We're obviously working on more hood ventilation, smaller sizes, more that can be recirculatory or direct vented. Because most of our hoods now, with the exception of 2 under cabinets, are direct vented.
Okay.
Right. So, and even in the tiny home industry, having direct vent is pretty easy. Sometimes with, residential homes, that direct venting could be a little cumbersome, especially if walls are not already opened up and now we need to open walls to put in ductwork, which could be a little cumbersome, like I said. But with tiny home, I mean, if the home's already being built or is in the process of being built, or just probably punch a hole through the exterior wall and, properly vent it out is not as difficult as doing it in a residential home,
right,
where we have sheetrock and framing and, other things that are inside the walls, right? So, and we'll have also additional cooktops. So we're going to be moving more into more electric cooktops, just because of the new codes and regulations that are coming out in certain states now, where they're, trying to mitigate gas. So we're going to be incorporating and introducing more gas cooktops, new rendition of the dishwasher, as I mentioned, and also new range hoods, really more geared around the compact market, not necessarily 30, 36-inch sizes, which are more of our standard main part of our range hood business, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So, and we have this new 24-inch hood that we just launched during KBIS back in February.
Okay.
Which is part of what I kind of dub our Studio 24 products, right? 24-inch built-in wall ovens, 2 12-inch cooktop panels, 24-inch range hood, and then our sink dishwasher.
Nice.
Nicknamed Studio 24.
So with the 24-inch range hood, is that designed to go under a cabinet, or is that more something that would come down from a ceiling?
So this guy right now would be more wall mounted.
Okay.
It can be put into a cabinet, or I should say under a cabinet, but the top portion or the duct-in portion does have to be built into the cabinet and then goes out the exterior.
Okay.
So taking that particular piece and put it under cabinet can be done, just a little bit more work, but definitely can be done. We showed it at KBIS like that. But we'll also, we're looking into, strict under cabinet 24-inch hoods that are just regular under cabinet that don't have to be fixed inside the cabinet, like I was just mentioning.
Right.
We currently have 30 and 36-inch under cabinet, but we're going to be making smaller sizes for tiny home and compact living spaces.
Excellent. Yeah, and with that in-wall oven, I just wanted to ask.
Sure.
So it's a 24 in-wall oven, and say like I have a tiny house that has a 24-inch range currently in it. So basically there's an oven and a cooktop built in. Could I kind of switch that out if it fit for the 24-inch built-in oven and then stack 2 of those induction cooktops? Are they meant to kind of stack on top of the oven?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
No, that you couldn't do.
All right. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Creative though.
Any
Definitely
ranges in the
creative.
works?
Yeah. So we do have a range in the work, but not until the end of next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
This range is going to be because of the, like I said before, the changing rules and regulations in certain states mitigating the gas
Yep.
appliances. Our first oven range that we're going to be launching by the end of next year is going to be an electric 5-burner cooktop,
Okay.
as well as electric, oven.
Nice. Okay.
So we're going to go full electric, and then also we'll later come out with a gas cooktop and oven as well.
Nice.
So we wanted to do, because it's going to be our first actual 30-inch oven range, we wanted to do it electric. Gas would have been quicker for us because we have capabilities in gas with our gas cooktops and wall ovens back in China. But for here in the States, we figured let's go ahead and make electric first, because since the change in rules, and then after that, then we'll move into a gas oven as well. So we have both, types of ovens to offer.
Awesome. So how can people who are interested in, tiny house dwellers, people who are building tiny houses, or even, tiny house builders who might be listening, how can they get in touch and learn more?
Sure. So there's a couple of different ways, right? Number one, I say our website is our biggest advocate, right?
Yep.
You can find out all our product specs, videos, manuals, marketing information, or technical information, right?
Nice.
And that would be at us.fotileglobal.com. Let me just spell the Fotile Global. It's FOTILEGLOBAL.com. So usfotileglobal.com.
I'll put that link in the show notes for today.
Awesome.
And I think there's one, us.fotileglobal.com/THLP will tell people that you heard the podcast episode. That's and great. That you're checking it out.
Even better. I can, if you want, I think, Ethan, you might even have my contact information, but my email is certainly available for people to reach out to me. Phone number, I'm more than happy to put that out there if people want to use that. And then, also, if they're just looking for like a national retail where they can quickly pick one up, Lowe's.com, they can have all the product information and everything on there as well.
Nice. Now, if a builder was listening who is, interested in incorporating the products, would you want them to work with you directly?
I would, only because with builders, we like to work a little more closer, depending on the project, right? Okay. If it's a straightforward project and they've used our sink dishwasher before in a project, like I said, I have builders ordering with Lowe's.com, picking it up, and off they go and install it.
Sure.
But if it's kind of a new custom project, and especially for someone who has not installed our sink dishwashers before, or maybe it's a very large building, right?
Yeah.
Or RVs or something very specialty. I would love for them to reach out to me directly.
Nice.
And then I can put them in touch with, an engineer if I needed to, because there's some specialty requirements there. That's why I would ask for that kind of handheld contact, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And my listeners are usually subscribed to my email list. So if they want to get in touch with you, shoot me an email, put a comment on this podcast episode, and we can get you in touch with Jason for sure.
Perfect.
And I just wanted to shout out also, because you mentioned on the website that you have all the kind of product specs and documentation. And that was one thing that I was really pleasantly surprised by and impressed by, because I was, at first I was like, okay, I'm going to put one of these in my tiny house. And then I was like, well, will it fit? And unfortunately, I was able to use the documentation and, not going to get too technical, but essentially I would have to cut through the supports that hold up my cabinets to put it in. So it's a little too big for my tiny house, but the documentation, I was able to get a schematic with good measurements on it, and it made it really easy to kind of figure out if it would fit. And I think that for somebody who's doing a new build, the documentation is awesome. You can build your kitchen to these specs and know that it's going to fit.
Well, that's great.
Nice.
Yeah, we really try to provide as much information upfront as possible.
Yeah.
Just so it makes it easier for someone to learn about us and use our products.
Great. Well, Jason, anything else that I didn't ask you about that you want to tell our listeners about?
No, I think we've covered a lot in terms of what Fotile, what kind of products we have, and how we're a good fit for the tiny home community. And it's definitely a community of people that we really like working with because
Mm-hmm.
our products are kind of we like to think of our products as niche. We also like to think of our products as solving pain points, and we think our products really are geared for compact living spaces.
Yeah.
And tiny homes are really one of those spaces and part of that piece of the pie that I think a lot of other manufacturers neglect. And so it's something that I recognized when I came on board with
Mm-hmm.
Fotal, that it's kind of an untapped market, and it's a market that needs better products and
Yeah.
solve problems in a better way, and just make people's lives more enjoyable in doing so. So that's really what we're all about. So
Awesome.
yeah, that's all I have to say.
All right. Well, Jason Gastman, thank you so much for being a guest on the show.
Ethan, thank you so much for having us. We really, really appreciate it, and look forward to talking with you in the near future.
Great.
Alrighty, thanks again.
Thank you so much to Jason Gastman for being a guest on the show, and thank you so much to Fotile for sponsoring today's show. You can find the show notes, including some photos of Fotile's appliances, the link that Jason mentioned, and so much more over at thetinyhouse.net/277. Again, that's thetinyhouse.net/277. Well, that's all for this week. I'm your host, Ethan Waldman, and I'll be back next week with another episode of the Tiny House Lifestyle Podcast.